Hello, children. I'm very happy that your examinations are the first phase of it is over, and you have done exceedingly well, quite well compared to the last time. But still, though most of you have got the answers correct, let us just go through what the expected answers were in your comprehension and analysis portion and your thinking and writing skills. Google form I'm not discussing because you already have got the answers to the questions that were set for your linguistic abilities. So, the first question in your comprehension and analysis was there was a portion given. It said Chanakya knew that to avenge his insult, he would need a fierce army and a man who could be king. With this mission in mind, he disguised himself as a beggar and began to wander through cities and villages, mountains and fields, looking for appropriate candidates. Now, this was the portion that was given to you, and the first question that you were supposed to answer was, where did Chanakya finally spot his prospective candidate? That is, the prospective candidate whom he would finally put on the throne of Magad. And what was the boy doing? It carried 2 marks. So, the first portion of the answer would be that it was in the city of Ushara. And the second portion of the answer would be he was playing a game pretending to be a ruler holding a court. So, this entire thing would be your first answer, that Chanakya finally, excuse me, found his prospective candidate in the city of Ushara, and he was playing a game pretending to be a ruler holding a court. The second question was, mention any two virtues of the appropriate candidate which had impressed Chanakya. Now, obviously, when there were a number of boys who were playing the game, there were many boys. So, one of them struck Chanakya. So, the appropriate candidate. So, what were the two virtues? Actually, there were many virtues. There were 4 virtues from which you needed to choose just 2. First of all, the boy displayed regal air, which means a royal attitude. Secondly, he had an instinctive sense of justice, not just sense of justice, but something that came intrinsically from within him, something that was instinctive about him. Then he meted out fair judgment to both petitioners and courtiers. Quoting from your textbook, it would be, he dealt fairly with both petitioners and courtiers. And the last virtue was that later it was revealed that the boy was the grandson of Mahanandan, the king of Magad, which meant that he had royal blood in him, and actually he was the rightful successor to the throne. So, any two out of these 4, if you have written, you have secured your marks. The third question was, write any 4 traits of Chanakya's character that appealed to you. And the next one was, justify your choice. So, if you have just written any 4 characters of Chanakya's of Chanakya, you would not have gotten the entire marks, because you need to justify why. You could have said that he was a strategist, that he was firm in his decision, and he was very straightforward in his dealings. He was an ambitious person. He was a very good speaker. He was confident. He was intelligent. He was open to new ideas. He was compassionate. So because you see, he really wanted good for the people of Magad. Intelligent, why? Because of course he had written so many books. And straightforward, because and fearless, of course, because he did not mind standing right there in front of a king like Dhanananda and justifying himself that yes, I am the right choice for the managerial candidate in your Dan Kendra. So obviously this was important. So you needed to justify your choice, that which aspects of Chanakya's character was so appealing to you, right? The fourth question was, why did Chanakya decide to apply for the position of the manager at the Dan Kendra? So you see, Chanakya was distressed over a long period of time because of the oppressive rule of the Nanda kings. We all know that the Nanda kings were not very subject friendly, and they had also come to power by devious means. So Chanakya had hoped that he could do something to bring about a change. And when you see that passers by, he said that he was not sure of the Dan Kendra, but if there was a certain person, if there was someone who was good enough and honest enough and kind enough at the managerial post, then that would probably be good enough to bring about a change in the city or the administration or the condition of the city of Magad. So, this position of the manager seemed to be the perfect opportunity to set things right. So, I'm saying a lot, but if you had written just crisply, suppose Chanakya was distressed over a long time about the oppressive rule of the Nanda kings. He had hoped that he could do something to bring about a change, and this position of the manager at the Dan Kendra seemed to be the perfect opportunity to set things right. Then it would be good enough. I mean, a very, very well acceptable answer. So that takes care of your thinking and comprehension skills, which I must say most of you have done quite well. Now we come to the next portion, the thinking and writing skill. Now, many of you have taken out that who is the person who has even spoken this quote. The quote was that none are so empty as those who are full of themselves. Express your views on this paradigm in a paragraph, and the word limit was 150 words. The rubrics was that you had to use at least 4 new words which you have learned from the text, and of course relevance of the content to the given question, and you had to use a direct speech, linguistic abilities, that is your grammatical prowess, how much grammatical mistakes you have made or not made, thankfully, the correct use of tenses, prepositions, punctuation marks, etc., and your creativity and expression. So all these rubrics, as you can see, carried 2 marks each. So basically, if you think, none are so empty as those who are full of themselves. So basically, it says that you have to be humble. That is true. And if you are going on boasting about yourself, if you just go on talking about yourself like in the fairy tale, I think it was Snow White, I don't remember, but I think it was Snow White, where this queen she used to stand and say, mirror mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all, right? So what was she? She was basically very hollow inside. And she wanted the mirror to go on telling her that, yes, you are the most beautiful milady, because she was not sure of herself. If you are confident, for with whatever you have, you really do not need to hear it from people all the time that yes, you're good, yes, you're good. You have that confidence because you are solid where you are with the talents that you have. So you don't need to be so hollow. You don't need to knock on every door and ask that, am I good? You see, am I good? Please tell me I am good. So none are so empty as those who are full of themselves. And these people, they have, what should I say, uh, a desire to keep on hearing this, and they have a very inflated ego, because they keep hearing it for so long. They keep hearing it for all the time, and they start believing in this fantasy that yes, they are the best. But at the end, are they the best? No. You should keep a humble, low profile and let your work speak for yourself. So I will be uploading a solution key to this, but I'm reading out. There's one paragraph which is a sample paragraph, you can say, where all the rubrics have been adhered to. Yes, it starts with the line that I told you. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? See, it adheres to the rubric that it is using a direct speech with either comparative or superlative degree. Who is the fairest of them all? Fair, fairer, fairest. So it is actually a direct speech, and it is using the superlative degree of comparison. This ever so famous line, quoted from Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, sticks to the back of our mind more often than expected. Having the feeling of worthlessness and futility, you have learned a new word, one exhibits nothing but vanity and conceit. So, if you are not confident of yourself, if you feel futile yourself, it is then that you try to show to the rest of the world that yes, I am good at this, I am good at that, and things like that. A person who is confident and knows his business will not exhibit himself like this. I continue reading. One feels I have no worth. This is the innate feeling, something that he does not show to the world, but it's an innate feeling. This feeling of hollowness leaves people to have the yearning to fit in. This feeling of emptiness, that is what drives them to keep on hearing that I am good and I'm not only fit for the society, I am actually an example to society. When one feels that he is inferior than others, he seeks the attention and approval of others. The feeling, I am the most wanky, inutile, and shafi, all these are new words, okay, results in insecurity, but not new words that I'm saying from the text. No, these are words that you can use for later on. Results in insecurity, which leads to even more imperilements like fitting in crowd, attaining high self-esteem and self-confidence, and finding one's true identity through wrong means. If someone keeps on telling me that you are the most beautiful person around, I know what I am, but when you keep on hearing this all the time, your mind starts to believe this. But what is your mind believing in? It's believing in something that is not true through wrong means. Being unacceptable, vanity must be replaced with humility and modesty. So, this is the sample paragraph that I will be uploading as a solution key. But whatever you have written and you have tried to express the same feeling, basically to be the humility factor, it has been appreciated. And if you have adhered to the rubrics, you have got good marks. But please do not expect that you are going to score 8.5, 9, and etc etc out of the thinking and writing skills out of 10. You are now in class 8, so correction is somewhat stricter. So if you have done well, I congratulate you, and most of you have done well in especially the comprehension and analysis portion. So all the best, and looking forward to even better results in your second papers. Thank you and have a good day.